Ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard and I am sick. And for those of you who have been watching this channel for a while, would probably say, yes, we know you're sick. You're one effed up dude. Your doctors say you're an effed up dude. It's miraculous that you're sane enough to be released to the public. But that's not the kind of sick I mean. I mean that I have COVID. And I probably got it from work. I tested positive, so they cleared my schedule. And here I am. I mean, it's cold. I've spent at least the last 20 hours in bed with very short periodic bouts of getting up and working on things in my house. You know, I'm not feeling well, of course, and I'm doing my absolute best to try and sort of function. And that's one of those things that you have to realize about being. Oh, before I go any further, let me, of course, remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get on across all 6 of my channels, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean will then pull a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that now. One of the things about me is that I was the scapegoat in a dysfunctional family. And as a result of this caused me to essentially break relations with my entire family because, you know, they just will not stop being abusive towards me. Currently speaking, you know, I'm still involved in a lawsuit regarding my father's estate. My family has repeatedly tried to remove me from my mother's estate. She passed away more than 30 years ago. And, you know, it's just, were I to die, you know, or to be hospitalized for a long period of time, I have no one I can call to take care of my animals. You know, I have to stay healthy because if I were sick enough, and I mean I have COVID, so it's like, yeah, you know, you should call your doctor. Yeah, the doctor says, no, you're not leaving. Well, then who's going to feed my cats? And it's not like that's the end of the world because they have a feeder. You know, I can put out water that would last for maybe a week. That's not the problem, but I mean, it's like, you know, no one can watch my house. I have no one to house sit. I've been meaning to set up the Ring cameras here to deal with that, but I've got just so much to do, and here I am, I'm sick. And that's one of the first levels of despair I have to deal with. Oof. I have gas too. I haven't eaten anything. I lost my appetite and my lips are so chapped that they're bleeding. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to keep the blood off the lips so that it's not as noticeable. But I mean, you know, I didn't even bother to comb my hair for this. But you might ask yourself, you know, why, if you feel so miserable, are you making a video? And you might even also, as you say, well, you're not coughing, you're not sneezing, you don't seem that bad. Yeah, I mean, I was coughing a lot earlier. I think I've gotten past the worst of it, and I'm coming out the other end, and I should be feeling much better. Tomorrow morning, I think, I have to take my next test, and you take the test every 48 hours, every 2 days, to see if you're still sick, to see if you can come to work. And I have to have a clear test before I return to work, I believe. I think that's the rule. I'm not that sure. One person I spoke to, but they weren't HR, said, you know, look, you got to be off for 2 weeks. And they have me coming back in, I think, 4 days now. So that's not true, but they could clear my schedule. I don't know. I expected my account manager to at least be like, hey, dude, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. But no, that didn't happen. And there's a train. But yeah, the second layer of misery that you folks all have to understand is that I am still an artist. And as an artist, I still have to get things done. It's one of those things about, you know, the industrial side of art. You're not like a painter where it's like, well, I paint. or you're an author, well, it's like, hey, I write. I blog, and one of the things that's very important for me to do is to get that blog consistent. And I have 6 blogs that I consider to be my blogs. I also have 2 more that are just sort of tacked on there to exist. I really need to edit them, but they're probably never going to be revived. I don't even know why I have them. I don't really have links to them, but that's not the point. But I have 6 blogs and I have 6 YouTube channels, and one of my YouTube channels is currently uploading, and this one is also kind of currently uploading. I'm very sporadic here, but I have to keep up that art. And you might say, well, a week of not producing is fine. Your fans will understand. Yeah, only thing is, one of my rules is that I have to get a year of posted blogs for my blog before I can start on the ones that aren't posting. I have 3 blogs that are currently posting, and I want an entire year's worth of content ready for them when I start working on the other ones. And then, even then, if I had that year's worth of content, I would then have a lot of things that I have to do around the house, cleaning up to streamline my life so that I don't have that problem. And that's one of those things about being an artist, one of those, I'm saying it to impress it upon myself. There are no sick days when you're an artist. Every day is a day that you need to stand up and practice your art. There are no such things as true vacations. When you go on a vacation, you're taking something so that you can work on it. Or like with me, I have my photo blog. If I did go on a vacation, I would be out there taking pictures of things for my blog. I would be having experiences to write about for another blog. I would be coming up with ideas for comics. May even continue reading books. Don't know. And it's like I feel really bad that I'm not at work. 1, because I'm letting my fellow employees down, but 2, because I actually do a lot of my art at work. And you might say, well, how do you do that? Well, on my way to work, I generally stop at a fast food restaurant and I buy an item which I'm going to review. I'll write that review on my break. On my lunch, I may write a few more reviews that I've pre-cut the pictures for. On my lunch period, I may read part of a book, and I'll get quotes for that for my daily quote blog. If I see an insect or something interesting, I may take a picture of that, and that may become something for my blog. It's just one of those things, is that I am always pushing for that art. And just because you're sick doesn't mean you stop your art. Anyway, that's just what I have to say for the day, I guess. I'm Richard. Roar! It would be unbearable if you didn't comment, like, and subscribe. Don't eat my porridge.